Good evening. Now, today, part of my family went to New York, and over the next 2 nights, they'll be seeing two different shows. And, well, I couldn't go on the trip with them because, money and all. So, I thought I'd bring a little bit of New York home tonight by continuing my Lego Architecture City series. So, let's get over to the book. We are now on the Lego Architecture New York book. As you can see, there's a few different things we'll be building tonight as part of this set. New York City is one of the most iconic skylines in the world. Hudson River, Atlantic Ocean, etc., etc. So we have One World Trade Center, the Statue of Liberty, Flatiron, Chrysler, and the Empire State Building. So, and of course, these are in 3 languages. I want to get right into it. Sorry if I'm rushing a bit. You all know New York more than any of the other cities in this series. So I don't think I have to dwell on it too much. So the instructions have begun. So let me go over to the studio and switch us to the Lego studio. And now you can see the build. Lag's not bad tonight. Actually, that's pretty good. One of the cleanest, unlaggiest nights I've ever had. This will be a perfect environment for trying Jackbox in. So we start with a 14x2 plate. Alright, and then I have we've got about 100 pages of instructions. So this is pretty big in terms of city sets. So we gotta keep rolling. I'm just gonna sit here and focus and place as much as I can as quickly as I can. Alright, yeah, how I wish I was with them tonight. How I wish I could be with them tonight. But New York is an expensive place. So we're doing the next best thing. I've actually only been to New York once in my life. Back in high school, we took a weekend trip there once. My dad knew one of the chefs at one of the fancy 5-star restaurants. And we also went to see Hairspray while we were there. And a Yankees game. And of course we went to the statue. But it was 9/11 was still fresh, so the statue was pretty much closed off. They didn't even have the gift shop at the base open. You could go to the Statue Island, but you couldn't go past the dock. And even if I was to return now, even though they've reopened it, I'll never be able to walk those famous steps inside because now I have a disability that would prevent me from doing so if I ever did return. So yeah, that's one experience I'll never have. But I'm not terribly sad about it. Because, I mean, there's plenty of famous places to walk on famous staircases. Now I'm just rambling. Sorry about that. Let's keep working on this build. Like all the city sets, this one starts with a long, thin base plate construction. which is what we're working on, the section we're doing now. You'll know the base plate is done and we're ready to start building the actual content when you start to see tiles going around the edges. So yeah, sorry if there's breaks in the talk. As usual with the Lego set, I try to focus for maximum efficiency. So there will be breaks in the talk as I do this. Looking for ways to get the music streams going again, since I can't stream the piano. My laptop died last summer, as you know, so I'm limited to only using the desktop, and my desktop is unmovable, and my piano is unmovable in a completely different area. So right now piano streams are a no-go for the foreseeable future, but I want to bring back some way of doing music. Maybe I'll try some more ukulele streams like I tried that one time, but I wasn't really feeling it. I also have a guitar that I've been trying to learn. So yeah, the music streams are going to come back in some form. I'll figure something out soon, because that was a big part of my channel. And now that I fixed my scanner, the art streams are going to start coming back again soon as well. I don't really have a time frame for that. More than likely, the art streams will pick up after May. Because May, I traditionally run mostly Star Wars and Morrowind content. So we'll be coming off this Lego kick again also as well. But the city series, there's 13 of these cities, and this is only the 4th one we're doing on stream. So the city series is going to continue even during May. Meanwhile, we're going to keep building what we can on this base area. I need this one. Okay, looks like we're beginning with some tile pieces. So we should be done with the base soon and be moving on to the actual structures. That's the one we want. I like how the architecture set has the name of the place on a tile on the base. All the architecture sets do that. And it's a cool tradition they have for the series. So we're lining up the base plate with tiles now. I also like the classy black bases they use for architecture. Oh, and I see we're starting with some water tiles over on the edge here. Okay, that's a color you don't see very often. That's pretty cool. Alright, that step is done. We're gonna keep pressing through these instructions until the whole model is done. Looks like we're doing a lot of tiling on this base. This is how we're setting the groundwork for the buildings that are to come. And bear with me one moment before we get too far into this. I wanna check out the pictures again. Bear with me one moment. I'm going back to look at the pictures. I see why we use that base color. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, I see how it is. All right. So yeah, we'll be here a little while tonight. It looks like the buildings in this set are pretty big. All right, we're back to where I was in the instructions. We're about 14 minutes into stream, and I'd say we're making pretty good progress, considering how much detail there is in the set once we're done with it. So yeah. Let's keep rolling. And then we need some of these. Looks like we're almost done tiling the base. So we're actually coming up to our first good save point. Yeah. All right, so the base is fully tiled. So let's merge this up and let's merge up the base and give this model a save. 21028 is the set number. And it's always good to save your work frequently. So we're going to save after each structure. Alright, so it looks like we're building the Statue of Liberty section first, which is going to be over here in this little square area surrounded by the water. I know the water tiles don't look like much. They don't in the studio, but in the renders, they look so cool. They look just like the actual clear plastic pieces in the renders. So we're just going to work on building. And then I need some of these. Gotta focus. Alright, so we have the statue's pedestal put together. And then this will just fit over here atop the grass-colored tiles we put in earlier. And we have the statue's pedestal. Now that's kind of cheap. But in true architecture tradition, and like a lot of the architecture series sets, they're using a microfigure to represent the statue. So I guess that does it for Statue of Liberty already. Is that really all? I guess it is. You know what? We're going to improvise, because the microfigures can't actually hold anything. But we can at least do a little bit of, maybe do a little bit of improvisation here. No. Okay, so microfigures can't get anything. Okay then. Little bummer. But, alright, so I guess we'll leave the statue. And hey, that's a structure, so, I guess we gotta merge it and save again. The Statue of Liberty has been built into our New York now. And now we have 4 actual buildings to go with it. And since that's the end of a structure, we gotta save it off. Alright. Okay. I can already on this next page of instructions, I can start to see the non-traditional build techniques that the architecture series is known for. This is going to be interesting to see what we're building now. We're actually progressing pretty quickly through these instructions so far. This probably isn't going to be a terribly long stream. Certainly not a 5-hour build like the one we did last Saturday. That was a fun stream. But I want to try and scale back the Legos on this channel because we're a variety show and we've only been doing things related to Legos for like the last month. So we need to start bringing the variety back. And I know we played some games in there, but they were Lego games. So yeah, I'm going to try and scale back the Lego activity this month. And then next month, of course, is mostly Morrowind and Star Wars. I also have a milestone episode coming up soon. I have no idea what I'm building right now, but we'll find out soon enough. Wow, there's a lot of these tiles in this. There's a lot of these grill tiles in the palette. A lot of these grills. Okay, so this whole section drops into here like this. Okay, so it's the base of the next building, whatever that is. Okay. Okay, I don't know why we're building upside down right now, but I guess we will find out soon enough. So yeah, I'm gonna try and figure something out for getting music. If I stream tomorrow, I really want it to be a music stream if possible, or a non-Lego game. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. But I probably won't be able to stream Thursday, so I want to stream tomorrow. I'm so close to this milestone episode, I just want to stream as much as I can and get there. Alright, let's keep building. I need to see something. Okay, hey, good news. Unlike the past two cities, there's no flex parts in this palette. No place where we can, yeah, it screwed us on the London's Millennium Eye, remember? And we did manage to get the flex pieces working for Las Vegas's tower. But we don't have to worry about flex pieces tonight. Yay! When I build for myself in this virtual Lego studio, if the instructions for the set I'm building call for the flex pieces, usually I'll just skip them. That's how much I hate working with them. That's how difficult they are. And sometimes you gotta make it work, like with the pod racers. The pod race set I built last month off camera. I didn't do that one on stream. But with the pod racers, it was the hoses are essential, because without the flex pieces on the pod race set, the pod racers do look incomplete. They have nothing connecting the pods to the engine without those cables. But hey, we don't have to worry about that today, so let's focus on what we're actually doing. Let's keep working on New York. And as it turns out, as cool as seeing a show in New York is, I probably would not have enjoyed this trip because stepdad calls me when they're on their way to dinner and says, "Hey, your brother messed up the tickets for the shows." Yeah, I hope they solve that okay. Oh man, I'm building too close to the base, clearly. So yeah, let's turn this whole subunit around so I can follow the instructions on this side. So yeah, clearly we're building some kind of building right now. And now I'm starting to see why there's so many of these grill tiles in the palette. They're all used up on this building, aren't they? That's actually a pretty clever design. Alright, that fills okay. Alright, so that part is okay. What are we doing here? Something about this goes on. And then we need to do this. So we have a building beginning to take shape. And this whole unit drops on top. Okay, how does that all line up? That's supposed to all drop on top of this section here. The question is, can I line it up correctly? Does that look lined up? Yes, it does. All right. So yeah, let's keep it going. Looks like we're building more height onto this building. And actually, the next step says to just copy this bit 3 times. Let's save a few seconds here. Can't do this in a physical Lego stream. Okay, and then this whole block. There's some pretty significant height on this piece of the model now. It drops here. Okay. All right. That's a 1 by 10. Looks like if I line it up with the bottom, that top stud is still exposed. And we got it. We're just going to use Control-C here. It'll be quicker than going back, taking the mouse back to the toolbox every time. So now it looks like we're texturing this building. And what you know, we're already technically past the halfway point in the instructions. Interesting use of the grill tiles for texture. I'm really okay, if I had to guess, I think this is the Empire State Building we're putting together right now. Of that. We were supposed to be on the back end for that. Well, it's all the same. It's all the same patterning. Bear with me while I put this together real quick. The pattern is the same for this side as well, so let me just get everything in there. And I'll even let you watch the grill tiles count down. But this time, because I had to rotate them for this side, we're going to have to Control C again. And we're already well on our way to getting this side put together. Yeah, that was painless. So now let's take it back to the front. And there's a 2 times here, so let's just do this. And these just line up with the sides like this. So yeah, I'm liking this design for the Empire State Building. Here's a little subunit, but given how tall this building is and the fact that it starts from the bottom piece, I'm just going to go ahead and build right on top rather than doing it as a sub-build. Subsections can be a little annoying to work with when the height is this far away from where you're actually working. So and just like that, all those grill tiles are gone now on account of this beautiful building we just built. Yeah, that's lined up correctly. So now we're building the top of the tower. Interesting use of the rocket piece for the tower at the top of the Empire State Building. That's clever use. And I know when we do architecture on here, I often talk about clever use of pieces. Well, I mean it. The architecture series is known for clever use of pieces and unusual build techniques. Okay, that does it for the Empire State Building. So what we need to do is we need to merge it up. And well, you know, we got base, the Statue of Liberty, and the Empire State Building. That's 3 of the 6 portions of the model already. We are making great time tonight. So let's save it up. We are definitely making great time tonight. We're only 40 minutes into stream and we've already built this huge structure here. Well, let's keep going. We got momentum. Let's not lose it. So the next thing we need is we need to come over here to this section in the middle here. We're going to build whatever building goes here, starting with these white corner tiles that are in the picture. Fill it in like this. All right. H for the Hudson River. That does look like an H, so let's just say it's H for Hudson. And then let's continue going in the instructions so we can figure out what it actually is. It says to use these clear tiles and cover the H. I'm sure these clear tiles are being used to represent windows, because it looks like there's a lot of them in the palette. And the only water we have on the base is around the statue. We're not going to be getting any more water this model. So those clear tiles have to be windows. Clear tiles can be difficult to work with in the studio because of how awkwardly they show up, but it's doable. Okay. So yeah, if at all possible, I'm going to find some way to do a music stream or a gaming stream tomorrow, because we've been doing so much Lego on stream. Okay, tiles, where are you? It says to use these two transparent tiles here. I'm not sure what we're building right now, but we'll figure it out soon enough, I guess. Yeah, those are lined up correctly. No, those are not lined up correctly, I don't think. Yeah, these are supposed to be directly in line. That's the point of the spacing tile. Yeah, now it looks like the picture. Now it's changing of the pattern. I think that means a structural shift. But yeah, we got the Statue of Liberty very quickly, and the Empire State Building pretty quickly. So yeah, we're definitely making good time tonight. that resolves that. Gotta love fat fingering, right? Okay, this step is doing something weird and something that totally breaks the symmetry of what we've been doing so far. Be interesting to see what this building turns out to be. It wants us to build this bit off on the side. And you know what? It wants us to repeat that step 6 times. So let's make life easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what you know, we're out of those clear plates. And now we just take this last square and toss it on top. And this whole stack drops onto the foundation we've established already. Oh, I see what it did there. It used the spacing pieces to so we can center that section of the tower. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be the Chrysler building based on this shape and how the instructions are progressing at this point. So and then I need the bar piece. It doesn't say how far I'm supposed to stick this out. It says I'm supposed to stick it out pretty far, so I guess that's good enough. It's shorter than the picture. No, it's not. We're good. That's good enough. Ooh, the tooth piece is in silver. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've certainly never seen that in person. Silver's already a pretty rare color to begin with. And then these tooth pieces are also kind of rare. So yeah. There's our Chrysler building. So I guess we gotta merge and save. Alright, now we gotta move on to the next step of the instructions. And we gotta come down to this little section of the base plate. So yeah, we're gonna have 9 more of these cities to do after this. So the May, Morrowind, and Star Wars theme, this is gonna be an exception to that because I want to try and get these done by early summer. So I'm still gonna do a couple of these during May, even though they're not related to Morrowind or Star Wars. Alright, okay. Based on shapes going on here, looks like this is going to be our flat iron building. I think that's what it was called in the book. And then it wants 6 of these. And then 6 of these. And then another gray layer. And then 1 of these. And then this whole section comes here on top of here like that. And then we got to put this last wedge on top. And there's a tile that goes with it. Okay, instructions are throwing me for a loop here, but that's flat iron done already. That's 5 of the 6 structural sections done already on this model. 28. This is called flat iron. And we will save it off because we finished the structure. And there's like 20 pages of instructions left, all of which are on this last structure. How are we on time? We're not even at an hour yet. I don't really have anything else prepared, but I wasn't planning on this being a particularly short stream either. So let's see what our runtime is after I finish this last building. I might actually make a spontaneous decision to extend it out with another model tonight. Okay, it says I'm supposed to turn this sideways. And seeing how things are going now, it looks like this building, true to architecture series tradition, is using some non-traditional building techniques. To the point where I'm looking at these instructions a little bit confused, but I'll figure it out. Oh, and now we've got sub-builds within sub-builds within sub-builds. Bear with me, please. So this section is apparently supposed to turn like this. Yeah, these instructions are doing something weird right now. But you know, we'll follow it and we'll end up with something beautiful. So let's just keep going. Okay. Alright, so what am I supposed to do with this? This is supposed to turn like this. And do these, wow. So these actually sandwich together like that and make a unit. Okay, that's actually pretty clever. And then those clips on the bottom will clip onto the bars there. This is some pretty clever and unusual build design for this. Wow. It's pretty fun when I see them use unusual build techniques. Because it throws a few tricks out. It throws a few tricks your way, and you can't just assume you know how everything's going to go. So it's pretty fun when they do something unusual like this. This is some very clever design going on here. Now let's come to these two sides and do the same thing over here. Alright. So yeah, that's a pretty clever way to side up a building, actually. And we're going to drop this whole section onto the base now. Hold on. Okay, that phone call wasn't for me, so let's proceed. We are not centered. Tell you what we're actually going to do. We're going to hide the tiles around the clips so that I can see about centering the line up for this. Let's try this again. Let's bring it in close. Let's come down. One moment. Let's come over here. And now let's bring the tiles back. And that looks good. That looks good enough. All right, so we've got the bottom of the World Trade Center building. Now we got to build the rest of it. It won't let me. All right, whatever. No, that's not correct. It's supposed to be there. There we go. Now that's looking good. We can proceed. Interesting. Looks like there's some weird shenanigans about to go on with this build. What kind of piece is that? I've never seen this piece before. Okay then. I'm not sure what this piece is, but it looks like it's going to be a center support piece or something. We want to keep putting these stud pins on the outside. And then we need some more bricks. I guess this weird color assortment doesn't really matter because it's all going to be covered over with details anyway. I mean, Studs aren't generally put on the side unless there's going to be other detail bits attached to them. So you just got to keep going with what we're doing, I guess. And the instructions will make themselves clear in time. Oh, I forgot a piece. I forgot some pieces here. We need these. All right. So it looks like we're now building the top section of the World Trade Center building. Because that mess before was the bottom section. Okay, another layer of these studs. Um, and we're now going over the top of that central support pillar. No idea what it's for, except possibly to hold everything in place. And now we need some of these tiles. And now we know what all those side studs were for. I'm pretty sure that central pillar thing is there only for support because this is such a tall structure. They do that often with taller structures, is to put a central rod in there to keep everything straight. Or you know what it's for? It's probably for the top level of the tower, because this is the middle section. Yeah. Alright, that's coming together nicely. That's on there nice and even. It's kind of interesting how they built this. And now the instructions are getting weird again. So bear with me as I try and puzzle this mess out. Ah, we just made a straight light. All kidding aside, that's going to go into the central support tower, I think. Let's see. Can we actually plug those? No, because it has the stop on it. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so now we need this, strangely enough, to go there. And then some more of these to go on top of that. Line everything up. Okay, why is it not taking? Oh, because I was using the wrong piece. That's why it wasn't taking. Holy jeez. That's complicated. Okay, we're going to use the old Control-C technique, because that's the only way this model finishes efficiently. This whole unit. Okay, I see how it goes. We're supposed to line these up with the bricks like that. Alright, why are you giving me collision errors? Because that's lined up appropriately, unless these are not spaced correctly. So clearly these middle bits are not spaced quite correctly. But you know what? It's an interior bit. Who cares? It's not going to be visible in the final render, so let's just keep. Yeah, those collision errors don't matter, because it just means the spacing on the inner column is off by like a pixel. They'll disappear. I can turn them off for the render. So this whole section will come over and drop into our tower. And I guess that rod goes into the central column, and that's why that central column exists. It's making collision. Let's turn that off so I can line it up. It looks lined up. Yeah, it's sitting on that plate properly. No, it's not. We have clipping. Yeah, look at all that clipping. Let's try that again. All right, let's see if we can do this from the side. No, we can't. Ah, we have gapping though. And according to this picture, the gapping is not supposed to be there. what's causing the gapping. All right. No. We are not. We're clipping the other tiles. Is it sitting on? It looks like it might actually be sitting on them this time. No, we still got clipping. We're at 1.25 hours, and we're pretty much done with this build once we line this up. There's a couple pages left, but I'm sure it's just minor detailing bits. There's still some. Alright, there wasn't any clipping that time, but there was a gap. We're going to try this 1 or 2 more times. Let's see if we can take it from the side. Okay, that's pretty clean. We finally got it. Alright. Oh, there's another whole section at the top? Okay. Looks like we got to keep building. Wow, we're actually almost out of pieces. So yeah, we are just about done with New York. Alright, this section wasn't too bad. This area is just going to drop right on top, I think. And the picture says it's supposed to line up with the blue panels like that. Okay, that's cool. And then at the top, we place these last 3 little pieces for the antenna at the top of the building, because all 3 of these skyscrapers have them. And we have just finished World Trade Center. So let me merge it up. Yeah. That building was an interesting one in terms of build techniques. We'll create the World Trade Center. And I will save because we finished not only the structure but the whole model. Let's see, runtime, we're at under an hour 20, and I kind of want to do more Lego. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause stream. I'm going to take a quick bio break, and I'll see 2-for-1 special on the cities, maybe? I'm feeling it, but the question is which city? Whichever city has the least number of pieces. I need to consult Bricklink to discover that. Give me a minute. I'll be back in a few minutes, and I will let you enjoy the view of the beautiful New York skyline we just built. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, so if you can see, I just got us a new save file in the studio. We're going to do another build tonight. Um, all the remaining city sets, they looked like they were too big for tonight. I wanted to do something relatively simple because I don't want to go too much past 2.5 hours. So instead, I chose the Lincoln Memorial set from Architecture. Mainly because, hey, this is actually kind of local to me. It's over in Washington, D.C. I'm in the Baltimore area. And actually, I didn't even know that this set existed. I didn't know that they did the Lincoln Memorial in the Architecture series. So let's keep the American icon builds going with Lincoln Memorial. Here is the book. Um, the 16th President of the United States ended the Civil War, freed the slaves. It looks like this palette is like pretty much all whites and light grays. They're talking about the architect, statue of Lincoln. Okay, that's not the architect. He was the interior decorator, which we're not going to see his work because this is architecture, so it's just going to be all the exterior stuff. So yeah, it's about 50 pages of instructions once we get past the 3 languages. Yeah. Should be really quick to build, or relatively speaking. So we're starting, of course, with the classy bottom plates. Yeah, this is going to come together, and I shouldn't say no time because everything takes time, but it's an expression. All right. This is going to come together pretty quickly, I think. This one has a very simple looking base plate. And like all architecture sets, it has the name of the place on the front. That's between that and the classy black, clean looking black frames. There's a lot of traditions with the architecture series that I like. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, I'm in tile. I want to be in plate. That's what I was missing. And just like that, the frame is pretty much done already. And then we get a kind of an inner layer of the frame to make the actual groundwork. Because we can't quite build on a gaping hole, can we? So now we're building the inner portion of the base. Okay, and now we're adding what looks like the grass around the building. More of that weird green that we saw under the Statue of Liberty's pedestal. This is a very non-standard color. I've never actually seen one of these. I've never seen a real physical Lego piece of this color. I know they exist because they're clearly in the set. I've just never saw them in person. And now we start with some of the stonework in the base. Because hey, this is a white building. It's white all around. It's probably going to be mostly white from here on out. Sloping is a minimalist way of representing stairs, so that's pretty cool. And now we got to put this over the grass. So that wasn't stonework for that wasn't stonework at the base of the building. That was just to hold this. This is actually the base plate now. And there's only 40 pages of instructions left already. But hey, I'm not even going to bother with merging on this one. It's small enough. Let's just 21022. Oh, I never switched back to the studio. I'm sorry. Okay, you missed me building the whole base, but here's where we are. Sorry about that. It's a good thing we weren't doing a city, huh? Anyway, so we built the whole base already in about in about 5 minutes. That's all it took to build that. So let's go on with the instructions then. Sorry you missed that whole bit. Aren't you glad I chose not to do a second city? All right. Well, it goes clear through the base, doesn't it? No, because we have collision turned off. We want to make sure these columns are all even. I'm surprised they never did any of the old Greek temples as architecture sets, because they've done monuments from all over the world, including the pyramid, which, by the way, is one of the keystones of the whole architecture series. Yeah, that was a fun build. All right, let's keep. All right, so there's the building, beginnings of the building. All right, this is coming together nicely. So we got a little bit of some interior floor smoothing going on here. So we got the base walls in place. And now we need some more of these. Give me one moment. I got a little distracted. Wow, this is going up. This build is going up a lot quicker than I anticipated. I mean, we're barely 10 minutes into this build, and we're already more than halfway done with it. Which is quite fine with me because it was a bonus build. So, oh, we're actually building a representation of the statue. And you know what? Even though I technically could build this right on the unit, because it's being built from the base up, I'm gonna do it as a sub build so that you can see the detailing. So basically what it's doing is it's using this microfigure piece for the statue, but it's putting up these other pieces around it to make it look like it's in the sitting in that throne instead of standing, as the microfigures are unposable. It's actually pretty clever what it's doing here with that. It's not a perfect representation, but it's good enough for what it is. And it probably won't even be particularly visible in the render anyway. It's pretty clever how they made the statue. I'll try and frame the shot from the front so that you can see so that the statue is visible in the render. But given that it's the exact same shade, the brick is the exact same color and shade as the surrounding bricks, I'm not sure how well it would come up in the render if I tried to frame it like that. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it happens. Alright, I've already positioned these, so let's just copy them. These columns need to be approximately the same height. It doesn't need to be perfect, but columns more than anything, because of the way that they appear and because of things that go on top of them. They need to be aligned a little bit more perfectly than most things. We're good enough on that side. It's good enough. And now we got to put them around the outside as well. Alright, it's 11 o'clock here, so this is definitely going to be the final build of the stream, even though this is running a lot quicker than I anticipated. So it's doing these brown pieces, I guess, to represent the paintings inside. And we're supposed to grab 2 more of these columns. And then let's keep on copying those columns, because now it has me doing the front row of columns. Okay. And now it has us doing a sub-build. Yeah, that's the terminology I use. I like to use consistent terminology when I can. Wow, this is a quick build. All right, that goes on. Some tiling goes on. That's the wrong plate. That's what needs to be there. Oh, and I can already see potential issues. Because if this whole roof is tiled, That means that the actual top roof piece isn't going to actually connect. And I think they do that so you can lift off the top and see the statue inside. But in order to make it work in the studio, I may have to do some fancy shenanigans. Which the build is, up till now, has been pretty quick. So if I have to do that, it's not that huge a deal, but... Alright, how is this supposed to line up? On top of the columns like that. No collision indicators. And yeah, from the front, you can't even see the statue. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about the statue for the render. Still, it's a majestic sight. If you've never been to the Lincoln Memorial, you should definitely make a point to see it at least once in your life. There's lots of other historical places surrounding it as well. So it's in a great area for historic tourism. That's kind of the point of DC. And we're almost out of pieces, which tells me this build is almost done. And now we're using clear pieces. Looks like there's a little bit of a skylight going on here. Yeah, that's pretty nice looking, actually. I like this effect that they got going here. Looks like there's only 2 pieces left in the set. And with that, the final section of the build is done. And that looks like this section is supposed to rest on top. I'm going to go ahead and make this, just in case we have to play with this. Let's go ahead and merge. And how many pieces total was that? Oh, less than 300. That feels like that felt quick. Oh. It only took us about 25 minutes to build that. And actually, it is letting me rest this. You know what? Those plates are plugging into the tops of those columns, because it's letting me place that right there. But that might be too deep, actually. Or is that correct? No, that's definitely deeper than the instructions intended. Oh, it's supposed to rest on these two little brown ledges here. That's what those brown ledges are for. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do this the easy way. It's too high up right now, but with some clever adjustments, phone call not for me, so there we go. The roof is in place. The Lincoln Memorial is done. And I'll give you this head-on view so you can try to see the statue a little bit while I try and figure us out a raid. There's a bunch of people on. Not really any of my musician people. Oh, there's someone I like. How long have they been going? Oh, okay. We can probably raid them. They haven't been going too terribly long. Alright, we are going to try to raid Tara in Seattle tonight. She's a fabulous musician. You're going to like her. So yeah, here's Lincoln Memorial. One last look. And here's one last look at the main event for tonight, New York. So yeah. Another Lego Architecture City is in the books. We've got 4 down, 9 to go. Have a good night. Alright, yeah, tonight was fun. There will definitely be more Lego streams in the future. But for now, I think I'm going to tone it back to just the cities for a while. Because I've done pretty much nothing but Lego on stream for the past month. So let's get some other stuff going. Have a good night. Other stuff going.